Alright guys, this video is a very special occasion. This is a very special episode of Crystal Clear because for once, I actually wrote a script. And I know writing scripts is supposed to be the norm so you can be organized and keep track of your thoughts, but you see, I'm a spaz, and I feel like with scripts, it's hard to show my personality. Because while most people try to hide that they're a spaz and can't pay attention for anything for more than 5 seconds, I embrace that because it's part of who I am. And you can't really script spazzes, at least good ones. Hey, it's Fred! But this is a theory I actually really care about to make. I have not seen many theories on this, and by not many, I mean they're probably still on Tumblr, but I don't really go on Tumblr, so I haven't seen any for this. But I've said it multiple times in my videos, so I should probably explain where I'm coming from. So, Rose Quartz. A lot of people want Steven and me another Rose Quartz. A Rose Quartz from Homeworld, a Rose Quartz that's evil, a Rose Quartz that opposes the crystal gems. And I'm like, yeah, that would be cool if there were other Rose Quartzes out there. I mean, that's a pretty fair assumption to make. There are other peridots, amethysts, rubies, lapis lazulis, jaspers, etc. So why wouldn't there be any other Rose Quartzes? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over why and how there aren't any other Rose Quartzes, and how Rose, being who she is and how she was made, caused her to have such a rebellious personality. Alright, let's do this! Number 1. How Rose is addressed. Every single time Rose is mentioned, all the gems make it seem like there was only one Rose Quartz, and I mean every gem. Obviously, when the gems are talking about a singular gem, like our main cast, they don't say, well, our pearl, our garnet, our amethyst, our etc. They say, oh, garnet, amethyst, and pearl. That's normal. But when Steven summoned his shield, she didn't say you have the power of a Rose Quartz. She just said you have the power of Rose Quartz. You have the power of Rose Quartz! This sounds like to me that there was only one Rose on Earth in the Gem War. And then we fast forward to the answer. When Garnet finishes narrating her flashback, she says,
Rose Quartz, the leader of the rebellion, and her terrifying renegade pearl.
Now notice how she addresses Rose and then Pearl. She says Rose Quartz and her terrifying renegade pearl. It would be a different story if she said Rose Quartz and the terrifying renegade pearl. She said Rose Quartz and her terrifying renegade pearl. This is like saying Pink Diamond and her quartz soldier Jasper, instead of Pink Diamond and the quartz soldier Jasper. And now let's fast forward again to Bubbled. There's actually 2 important details here, but we're gonna come back to that later. Every time Eyeball addresses Rose Quartz, she makes it sound like there's only one Rose Quartz. Every time a Homeworld gem mentions Rose Quartz, they never say a Rose Quartz or the Rose Quartz of Facet blah 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 blah, like they do with any other gem. They just say Rose Quartz, and if there was only one Rose Quartz in existence, that makes sense as to why. Yellow Diamond wanted to know which peridot was calling her. She said, where's the Jasper I assigned you? And some of you may be thinking, okay, but hit the diamond when the ruby's looking for Jasper, they just say, where's Jasper? But then later they specify the Jasper of the Earth mission. And now I know a common argument against this is gonna be, oh, well in Earthlings, when Amethyst and Steven fused into Smokey says, all Rose Quartz, and an Amethyst makes a Smoky Quartz. And my response to that is, okay. Smokey was full of quips, snarky comments, and snappy remarks. Her saying a Rose Quartz and an Amethyst, the only instance where it's implied there could be more than one Rose Quartz was said by a quipster. If it was literally anyone else, then you could take it at face value. Plus, Amethyst has never even left Earth. She's never been to Homeworld. She's never been to other planets. Earth is the only place she's ever known. She even says it in the theme song. She wouldn't know there are other Rose Quartzes out there. And Smokey wouldn't either. She was just being clever and witty. Anyways, on to point 2. Rose is pink. Yup. Or at least as pink it gets, she has pink hair, and the color pink is commonly associated with her. What does that have to do with anything? Well, Sapphire and Lapis are blue. Again, what does that have to do with anything? We know that Lapis and Sapphire are under Blue Diamond's court, because for the fact, they are blue. While characters like Peridot, Ruby, and Jasper are green, red, and orange. The point is, Sapphire and Lapis are the exact color of their diamond. Which tells me, and I won't lie in saying that this is a stretch, that Sapphire and Lapis are gems exclusive to Blue Diamond. Hell, we don't even know if other Sapphires exist, because Future Vision seems like a valuable asset, but that's something that belongs to Category 3, which I'll get to in a moment. Since Rubies, Peridots, Jaspers are all colors that aren't exactly the same as a diamond, they can be on any court. We know that Jaspers can be on any court. We know that Rubies can be on Blue Diamond's court, Yellow Diamond's court, assumably white diamonds court, etc. But I'm gonna make the assumption that gems are the exact same color as their diamond, are exclusive to that diamond's court. And if they're not, they're just court whores. They can just jump from court to court. Now, while Rose does have human-colored skin, I would call it, she's still commonly associated with pink. And the answer in the We Won an Emmy sequence, Rose is colored pink. It was obvious from the start that she was under Pink Diamond's court, that there was a connection there. And plus, just like Rose, pink, I feel like it would be awkward having a gem named Rose Quartz under another court. A Rose Quartz just belongs under Pink Diamond's court. That's just simple logic. Just like why a lapis lazuli or a sapphire would. They match their colors perfectly. And we know that Homeworld values conformity. So I don't think they would mix and match gems of specific color in between those courts. But even then, that doesn't mean that there's only one Rose Quartz. It just means that Rose Quartzes are only under Pink Diamond's court. Which takes me to number 3. Rose's abilities and the fact that she was made on Earth. We learn in Bismuth that Rose was indeed made on Earth.
Just another quartz soldier made right here in the dirt, but she was different.
The Earth was Pink Diamond's colony, and it didn't even finish getting colonized. Okay, so please follow along. Is it just me, and I know there's going to be comments, it's just you. Anyways, is it just me, or is the fact that every time Peridot mentioned a gem being made, she associated it with their resources? How Era 2 Peridots can't shapeshift because of lack of resources, or the Beta Kindergarten is not as good as the regular Kindergarten because of its resources. So a gem, and the type of gem that's being made, has to depend on its planet's resources. I'm gonna say any planet with rock can make a ruby or a jasper. They don't do anything too extraordinary. And their elemental abilities are fire-based, which, if you can make fire from wood, I'm sure extraterrestrial, inorganic beings can produce fire no problem. But for someone like a sapphire or a lapis lazuli, whose elemental powers and abilities, the fact that lapis lazulis can produce water wings, and can control water, tells me that the planet they're made on has to have resources heavy in water, have somewhat colder temperatures. Which is why they're exclusive to Blue Diamond's court, beyond the color scheme, but just like there's not enough resources to be on every single court. There's not enough planets with water, and the other proper resources to make a whole bunch of lapis lazulis to make a whole bunch of sapphires. Hell, what resources do you even need to make Future Vision a thing? Now let's tie this back to Rose. Earth is definitely one of the more organic planets, with more resources than any other planet. When a planet is dying, you can water it and it'll come back to life. Unless my mom's watering it. And Rose has healing powers. Her powers seem to reflect the resources of the planet, and Earth is definitely a one-of-a-kind planet. I don't believe you can make Rose Quartzes on any other planet because it doesn't have the same resources. The Earth was Pink Diamond's first and only colony, and I believe Rose was the first and only gem exclusively for Pink Diamond's court. Now let's go back to what I said earlier about Bubble, the second detail that was really important. Eyeball made a huge deal out of the fact that Rose can heal people, and it's like, so?
There were rumors back during the war that Rose Quartz could heal her crystal gem soldiers.
If she wasn't the only Rose Quartz, if any other gem possessed that ability, why would it be a problem? It would only be a problem if Rose was a one-of-a-kind gem for Pink Diamond's court made from the resources of Earth that gave her the abilities to heal other gems. Just like how we use resources on this planet to create medicine, Rose is a product of the Earth. Like I said, I believe you can make jaspers, peridots, rubies, anywhere. I believe to create gems like lapis lazulis or sapphires, you need planet rich in water. She created Rose Quartz, which has so many abilities tied to the healing of people and just interacting with other beings, such as the body-mind swap. You would need a planet rich in those resources. The Earth was that planet. Rose was the first of a kind gem. She was the first Rose Quartz. Essentially, she was experimental, because Homer wasn't exactly sure how it would go down. And sure enough, she questioned herself, her identity, and the Homeworld's intentions. And I believe a huge part of that is because of all the other life she saw on Earth. She probably saw a bunch of animals just doing their own thing, minding their own business. She realized that not all life has to follow Homeworld. She realized she can be free if she wanted to, and she started rebelling. Maybe it was the spot on Earth Rose was put in, where she was grown, that caused a defect, that caused her to rebel. Because the kindergarten and the beta kindergarten look kind of barren and, dead. But I can see Rose being hatched in like a forest. Or maybe the strawberry fields, and that's why the German war is there. She declared war on where she was made. Who's to really say? Bottom line, Rose is the only one of her kind. She was an experimental gem made on Earth. She was intended to be the first of many gems exclusive to Pink Diamond's court. But once she rebelled and, well, murdered Pink Diamond, Homeworld definitely put a stop to making Rose Quartzes. And why would they make more of the gem that killed their diamond? That started a rebellion. Especially that gem was the first of their kind. I can see if Rose is like the 100th Rose Quartz to ever be made. Because then yeah, that would just be a defect. but for her to be the first one to be ever made, and subsequently the only one, I don't see them taking any more chances unless they want to see more diamonds disappear. But these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours, so please comment down below. Do you think there are other Rose Quartzes, or do you agree that there is likely only one Rose Quartz, and she kind of blew it for everybody else? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. Follow us on social media, links to everything in the description down below. Strike Lots, signing out.